Thank you, by the way, DJ, for inviting me in on your special show that you do on every Saturday morning, the 102 Saturday morning show here. So, what's going on is I have stage 4 liver cancer, which is a metastasization from the colorectal cancer I had in 2006. What actually took place was it took a long time. Think about it, it's 2017. That was 2006. That's 11 years to relapse in a disease that you would normally see somebody relapse within a 5-year period. Same thing happened to me from cancer 2 to cancer 3. It took almost 20 years.
And this is your third time, right?
No, this is number 4.
This is number 4.
This is my 4th campaign. Oh. I've had cancer in 4 different decades, if you can believe that. And a stroke in another one, and I'm 52.
So for anybody who's listening right now, that's 52 is very, very young. I mean, and this guy's been through a whole lot. Physically, mentally, and now he's once again going through this battle. So he's here to educate you guys. He's here to also let you know what the update is with him. And this is just something that came up recently that was just popped up out of nowhere. Mike was, we were just finishing up our round of shows, and during that time, Mike was starting to not feel good. And Mike decided, well, hey, shit, I'm gonna go get myself checked out, and you can go ahead and tell him what happened from there, man.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on Facebook right now, just checking out the links and stuff. I haven't been on Facebook in a few days. Okay, so what happened was I wasn't feeling well, so I went to my primary care physician and told her kind of what was going on with the weight loss. And I was working out and, trying to eat good and just watch my weight and try to drop some weight for multiple reasons. And, but it wasn't the same type of weight loss that I was used to seeing. You're going to see 2-3 pounds a week, and I had like 8 pounds in 1 week. And I said, I didn't work out that much. That's not normal. And I was eating. But, there was other symptoms I was having, irregular bowel movements and night sweats, and just a lot of things started adding up. So we did a PET scan, basically a normal thing that I do every 2 years that it was getting ready to be due anyway. So I said, well, let's go ahead and order that. My primary care physician said, yeah, let's do that. And then we did that, and in the process, I was getting ready to do my normal yearly colorectal exam that I have to have every year. And all of a sudden, boom, I get a phone call. I'm at work, working out in the field, doing what I was doing, and doctor says, we need to see you immediately. Well, if you're a cancer survivor or you've had any major illness, when you get a phone call from your doctor like that and you went to have a PET scan for a certain reason, and you get we need to see you immediately, and they won't tell you why over the phone, it's serious.
Yeah, exactly.
So me and the wife, and my wife usually doesn't go to the doctor with me, but my wife was there. She called us in, and we got to her right away, and it was a scary moment, her telling you it looks like cancer and you need to, start doing some certain things.
Now, let me ask you something for anybody who's listening right now. So, you've already been through it 3 times. This is your 4th time. So, and your body's already been through so much. So, going through it this time around, and you had to go through some surgery, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Was the procedure different? Because I know you said the last couple of times you had to have some surgery, you had some chemo, but this time you had to get surgery. But they went in and did a different procedure on you, didn't they?
Yes. So I did leading up to everything that took place. I had the colonoscopy after the PET scan because they wanted to make sure it wasn't metastasized into the colon also. It only showed a blip on the screen on the liver because it was a tumor. So, but it could also be active in the colon through the polyp formation that people formulate polyps in their colon, which are little skin or tissue growths.
Yeah.
that get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is what I had the first time. You know, they had to resect my colon because the tumor was so large in my colon the first time.
Yeah.
Well, my body grows things. For some reason, my body grows tumors, cysts, you name it, it seems to grow it. So we went ahead and did a colonoscopy. Everything was clean and clear there. I had some polyps, but a couple were precancerous, but nothing major. So at that point, the next step is you start doing CT scans, MRIs, and more basically conclusive evidence that they need to garner from the PET scan.
Yeah.
So went through that, and it showed every single thing showed tumor in the liver, showed size. So at that point, we had to do a needle biopsy. So I had to go in, and they went through the rib cage and went into the liver, into the tumor, and then they with basically a needle, and they aspirate a piece of the tissue. And then they biopsy it, and they basically do what they call a staging. They say, okay, you know, this is the type of cancer it is. They're verifying that it is from the colon cancer, so it's considered colorectal metastasization, liver cancer. And then they stage it. So staging means stage 1 would be location, as far as no active lymph node activity or any tumors in other areas. Stage 2, pretty much the same thing, with maybe one lymph node and one or two lymph nodes that are active in the cancer site. Stage 3 means there's a multiple lymph nodes, multiple meaning 7, 8, like I had the first time, and there was a tumor also within the wall of the colon. Stage 4 means it's left the site of the original site, and it's moved to another organ.
Gotcha.
Stage 5 is basically multiple organs and pretty much full blown, not much time cancer. So stage 4, and I'm not out here to try to scare people, but stage 4 liver, they tell me it was life expectancy 1 to 4 years. I've heard this before. I've heard 6 months. I've heard 3 months on 2 other cancers. And I've been fortunate and blessed by God that, you know, I've had everybody on my side and everything on my side to work in my favor. And now this time I'm given, doctor said, you know, 1 to 4 years, and they call it palliative care, which is chemotherapy. And it could be prolonged. He told me if I don't have another liver surgery where they're going to go totally resect half the colon out, half the liver out like they did my colon, then I'll be doing chemo more than likely on a long-term
basis.
So, because it's kind of like a tune-up every so often, you know, they have to go back and tune up with chemotherapy. Don't look forward to that. So at that point, we had to make a decision what type of procedure we were going to do. And they said it was too dangerous for me to do liver surgery at this time. Due to all the chemo I had in the past, all the surgery I had in my stomach and in my chest. There's too much scar tissue in my mediastinum and in my stomach area from where I had all the surgeries. So they felt like it could affect me on the table. I stood less of a chance of survival from the surgery than I did from the cancer at that point. A lot of doctors didn't want to get involved. Chance I went to was who did my procedure that we did was my second option because the other one didn't want to do it. So that being said, the next option was what they call liver ablation, where they go in and they pulverize the tumor with heat probes. So what they did was they went in through my rib cage, made three basically.
Dime-sized incision?
No. Maybe the size of a pin, head of a pin.
Okay.
Into 3 different spots between the rib cage, and then into the liver, and then into the tumor, and then it basically was a sheath, you know, like a tube, and then they take the probes, and those go between that sheath into the tumor, and they fry the tumor site like an egg, and it just pulverizes it. You remember the old commercial, Your Mind on Drugs?
Yeah, yep. One of the old school commercials.
Yeah. So that's kind of what they're doing to that tumor. So they say it was successful and it gets all of it, but they really don't know. They can say that, but so if you don't know what cancer is a mutation of a gene cell. So that cell mutates, becomes a rogue cell in your body, and starts creating havoc, which is called cancer. That being said, even though they pulverize a tumor like that, you still have cancer cells in your body that could be active post any type of surgery. So they usually treat with chemo. So we're going at it with an aggressive form of chemotherapy. It's going to be 3 months, and then they'll reassess at 3 months and decide if I'm going to do the next 3 months or not do the next 3 months, or take a break and then do another 3 months, and so on and so on. So that's kind of where we're at. But if you want to know why I'm doing a GoFundMe account that you can see, you can pick up if you go to our website on.
We actually got the link scrolling at the bottom of the screen there for you. So if you guys have a GoFundMe, or you just want to come on over and support Mike right now in his battle, it's very, very important, guys, that you support this cause, because I'm sure not only myself, but there's a lot of listeners out there who are, who have family members who are battling cancer, and maybe you've lost people from cancer, and you wanna say, damn, man, I would like to support this cause because I can relate to the professor. So the logo and the link and all that stuff is there at the bottom of the screen for you.
And the GoFundMe account was it actually was pretty hard for me to go ahead and set up. I usually was not a proponent of GoFundMe because of so many scam artists out there that have really given it a bad name. But what I want to tell you is this, that the GoFundMe was urged by many people talking to me that to set it up due to the extraordinary costs with cancer today. And the cost of the treatments and the hoops you have to jump through. Just so you know, my hospital bill was $170,000 at Shands, University of Florida Shands. Cool. They worked it down to $49,000, and they're trying to abolish the bill, but it's all due to the fact that my insurance company, and I won't name names, but my insurance company through Medicare said that they would not cover my stay in the hospital nor the part of the procedure because I was inpatient, and it was an outpatient procedure as far as they were considered the way their policies were.